Let's take a look at the next progression in our backstroke right side very pop series. In the last version we were using an object, a cup, on our head here to really work on the steadiness of the head while holding a very pop position here. In this drill, we're going to be just using fins while holding this very pop position, ensuring just that we're also keeping that head here nice and steady. So let's go over the key items of the drill. We'll start out here with the kick. The feet have to be pointed here, which we're achieving by wearing fins. So that really helps us here as we're traveling through the water. What we want to look for is just going to be a very just kind of natural knee bend as we go through the water. We don't want anything excessive. So what do we mean by excessive? Excessive would be kind of something like this. If the feet were traveling just like this, very deep under the water as we're moving through the water, or if they were kind of something like this where the knees are being drawn into the chest while the feet are up in the air, which would actually probably be a very weird thing to see actually for backstroke. If the feet are up in the air here, we're going to be kicking air and not really assisting us in moving forward. So we want to see the feet be just right along the surface. You kind of want to be looking for turbulence at the surface. So we kind of give the cues to our swimmers of like boiling water, thunder kick, or white water. Essentially everything means the same right there as you're traveling through the water. So just make sure that you're looking and giving your athletes feedback for that there. Now, a big thing here on the kick for the backstroke is going to be remembering the kick up. And we want to kind of have that be a little bit of a forceful movement with that natural knee bend. So what do we mean by that? We mean that we want to think of the swimmer should be thinking about kind of kicking a ball upward. So with the ball, to make contact with that, you're going to have to be able to start a little bit deep under the body and then really force that foot or both feet to get up when you're doing the kicking. So kind of see that right there, that this turbulence kick right there. That's what we want to see kind of all the time when we're kicking, keeping everything up here at the surface. If we're doing those items, then we should know we have a good activation here from the hip, and then really utilizing the hamstring and quadricep muscles right here as we're going through the water. We like seeing our swimmer here in a very pop position. So we want to see those shoulders being and hips really being out of the water. Now, again, this would be something where we would look for like in our developmental athletes or our very young age group athletes. The other side then should be down, and we're just holding this position while really engaging the conduit while performing then the kick. The kick here should be done at about a moderate level because that's our only source of propulsion. The head here should stay nice and steady, and we shouldn't see any rocking here of the hips. Just hold this position and just kick. We really like doing this kick or these type of movements in different positions as we travel then through the water. And just hold that, and our athlete here is doing a great job with that. Underwater here, just again, another perspective, getting the feet to get up here, nice and pointed, and just then right there, beautiful job getting those feet up. So kind of seeing here, this is a little bit deep under the body for that load. So if you kind of see about right here would be kind of perfect. Then we would look for this foot right here, as we kind of mentioned with that knee bend, kick up. There we go. See that? See how that we just did that there? That was exactly what we'd be looking for. And then you want to just kind of keep that turbulence up at the surface. As we are then going to switch perspectives here to our return view. Just again, remember, you may also have some swaying of those shoulders. We want to make sure that we are in a very pop position. So kind of teaching them that very popped. Here we're kind of going back to just more of a kind of a popped, which would be more of a natural side or kind of the next progression in the backstroke for this. So just make sure that your athletes are really working that range and being in that very pop position. We kind of want to make sure that we're also seeing those feet stay at the surface. Here we're doing a good job of that. Make sure, just again, non-stroking arm is going to be at the side. And then as we continue to move, then we want to see that head here stay nice and steady, doing a great job right there. And then holding that just very pop position. Great job right there by our athlete. As we switch here to our underwater view, just again, we're just seeing kind of how we're moving through the water. So here we're just watching the feet, just making sure that they come to a level under the body, so that way then we can remember to kick up. We can see here that very pop position as we're moving through. And remember, this is the beginning of that range. And ultimately, we will phase that out as we're going through. It's just to kind of teach the athletes on how to be able to hold that position while maintaining a very steady head as they travel through the water. Overall, if you found some great value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks.